A clinical trial is a research study conducted with human volunteers to evaluate the safety, efficacy, and/or effectiveness of a medical intervention, such as a new drug, medical device, treatment, or preventive measure. Clinical trials play a crucial role in advancing medical knowledge, improving patient care, and developing new therapies and interventions. These trials are designed to answer specific research questions and contribute to evidence-based medicine. Key aspects of clinical trials and their contribution to medical research include phases of clinical trials. Clinical trials are typically conducted in sequential phases, each serving a specific purpose. Phase 0. Exploratory studies to gather initial data on how a drug or intervention behaves in the human body. Phase 1. Initial testing for safety and dosage in a small group of healthy volunteers. Phase 2. Further evaluation of safety and effectiveness in a larger group of individuals with the target condition. Phase 3. Large-scale studies to confirm effectiveness, monitor side effects, and compare the intervention to standard treatments. Phase 4. Post-marketing surveillance after the intervention is approved and available to the public. Informed consent. Participants in clinical trials must provide informed consent, which involves receiving detailed information about the study, its purpose, potential risks and benefits, and the rights and responsibilities of participants. Informed consent ensures that individuals voluntarily choose to participate based on a clear understanding of the study. Randomization and control groups. Many clinical trials use randomization to assign participants to different groups, including a treatment group and a control group. Randomization helps eliminate bias and allows researchers to compare the effects of the intervention with those of standard treatments or a placebo. Blinding. Clinical trials often incorporate blinding to reduce bias. In a single blind study, participants are unaware of whether they are receiving the treatment or a placebo. In a double-blind study, both participants and researchers are unaware of the treatment assignment until the study is completed. Endpoints and outcomes. Clinical trials have specific endpoints and outcomes that researchers aim to measure. These can include changes in health status, disease progression, survival rates, or other relevant markers. Well-defined endpoints help determine the success or failure of the intervention being studied. Data collection and analysis. Rigorous data collection methods are used to gather information on participants' responses to the intervention. Statistical analysis is then applied to interpret the data and draw conclusions about the intervention's safety, efficacy, and overall impact. Ethical oversight. Clinical trials adhere to strict ethical guidelines to ensure the safety and well-being of participants. Institutional review boards, IRBs, or ethics committees review and approve study protocols to ensure that trials are conducted ethically and in accordance with established regulations. Contribution to medical knowledge. Clinical trials generate valuable data that contribute to the understanding of diseases, treatment options, and healthcare practices. Positive trial results can lead to the approval of new drugs or interventions, while negative results provide important information about what does not work. Advancements in treatment. Successful clinical trials can lead to the development of new and improved treatments. This is particularly important in areas where existing treatments may have limitations or where there is an unmet medical need. Regulatory approval. Positive results from well-conducted clinical trials are a key factor in obtaining regulatory approval from health authorities, such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, or the European Medicines Agency, EMA. Approval allows the intervention to be marketed and prescribed to the public. Patient involvement. Patient participation is essential in clinical trials. By volunteering to participate, individuals contribute directly to the advancement of medical science and may have the opportunity to access cutting-edge treatments. Long-term follow-up. Some clinical trials include long-term follow-up to assess the durability of treatment effects, monitor late-onset side effects, and gather additional data on the intervention's safety and efficacy over an extended period. Clinical trials are a fundamental part of the scientific method and are critical for evidence-based medicine. They provide a structured and systematic approach to testing hypotheses, evaluating interventions, and advancing medical knowledge for the benefit of patients and public health. However, it's important to note that participation in clinical trials is voluntary, and individuals considering participation should carefully weigh the potential risks and benefits.